Welcome to the Infinity Workshop. I'm Thomas, and today we're going to go over a few things that I wish I had when I first started riding. So let's get straight into it. Now I want to keep this a little bit more casual and just have a chat about the things that I use when I go out on my bike. This was more catered towards adventure riders, but then I came to realize that all of this stuff would be good for everybody to use. These are a few things to keep in your bike, in your backpack, or on your person. I'm going to talk a little bit about adventure helmets as well. That'll be later on in the video. First off, we're going to start off with my non-negotiables, or the things that I'll always keep with me. To kick things off, I'm going to be talking about something that might seem extremely obvious to you, but you'd be surprised the amount of people that don't actually have one on them, and that is going to be a toolkit. Now to me it's essential to have one whether I'm in the middle of a city or in the middle of nowhere in the bush, because if something happens with my bike, I want to be able to fix it. Now I see a lot of guides and tutorials online similar to this video, but they don't mention the fact that you also have to have the knowledge to fix your bike. Whether that means going through your service manual or watching a YouTube video, a few YouTube videos about how to fix common issues on your bike, or just learning about your bike itself. This will help with alongside the toolkit, just to be able to fix any problems that you might have occur. Whether it's to stop the RAC call when you're in the middle of a city, or to actually get back home from the middle of nowhere. I think it's essential to have. Now, saying all that, there is a few different options for toolkits. I'm going to go through them. One is just a pre-bought kit, and this has pretty much everything you need to fix basic things. I'm going to be using the Rider one, Rider with 2 R's, and they're a new brand from a family-run Dorset company. I really like their branding, all yellow, very leery, and the logo is kind of sick too. The other option is a tool bag or a tool roll. I'm going to be using the one from Kriega, and that just basically lets you equip it with everything that you actually need for your specific bike and customize and put everything else that you want in it. On the tool roll side of stuff, you have a few different options from a few different suppliers. I like the Kriega one because it fits in my Trail 9, which we'll talk about in a second. But they also have other roll bags that you can get, slightly more expensive ones but hold a lot more, and different organization systems depending on what you want. Like I said, you can also get the Rider one. They have 2 different ones, a Pro and a normal. Depending on what you want, there's a few different tools in the different options. Now on the topic of something to put under your seat or in your bag, like a tool kit or tool roll, a first aid kit is extremely useful as well, no matter where you are. Again, it's small enough, especially this one from Oxford, it's small enough to fit under your seat or in your bag, no matter where you go. And hopefully you never have to use it, hopefully you never have to use a toolkit, but it's just something that you should always have with you just in case. So those are my 2 non-negotiables, and I take them with me no matter where I go. Touch wood, haven't had to use them just yet, but I'd like to have them with me just in case. Now to move on to some of the more interesting things that I take with me, we're going to move on to gadgets. Now for this side of things, I have a few different options that I like to mix and match depending on what I'm doing. If I'm going for a really long trip, or if I'm just going out trail riding, I like taking a tire inflator just in case something happens. If I'm going on a longer trip, I do actually bring spare tubes, as my bike has tubed tires. If I have tubeless, I would bring a tire repair kit with me. But if I'm bringing a tire inflator, I normally bring the Rider Airflow 4000 because it does everything I need it to do. It can go up to 150 psi if I need it. Granted, I only put about 28 in my tires, but it's just good to know it can do it just in case. I do like having gadgets on my handlebars as well, and depending on what bike I take and what I'm doing, I do like to mix and match them. First up, I've got a phone charger by Rider. It's their USB-C handlebar charger, meaning that I've got a USB-C port and I can have a C-to-C cable to charge pretty much all the devices I own. Next up, I've got a Beeline Moto 2. Now I use this exclusively on my enduro bike, purely because it's got a feature that not many people know about, being the breadcrumb GPX feature. So I can load a GPX file if I've been on the trail before, or if I find it online. I can load this into it and have an easy to read display on my bike, meaning I don't have to put a full GPS system on there or my phone. Next up, I've also got a Chiggy AIO5. Now I use this on my road bike mostly. The Chiggy has everything I could need for a street bike. I'm going to keep this a little bit more adventure style, just to keep the video rolling, but it has everything you could need: dash cams, CarPlay, anything like that that you could think of. Coming from Chiggy as well is their TPS system, their tire pressure sensors. Now you can have this on front and rear and have a little cool G-Shock looking device on your handlebars to tell you your tire pressure as well as temperatures. This is ideal for when I'm going trail riding or out on the road to monitor my tire pressures to make sure they're not going too low or too high when they heat up. Last on the list for gadgets is a comms. Now to be honest, this should have been in my non-negotiables because I never leave the house without it. I like my music too much, and also if I'm riding with friends, I like to be able to talk to them. You can get a lot of different comms units. We always recommend Cardo or Senna, and if you're going to the higher end of those, there's the Cardo Packtalk Pro and the Senna 60S. In my case, I use the Cardo Packtalk Pro purely because if I'm riding myself, it has auto crash detection. I'm going to leave gadgets there for the time being, but there is plenty of other ones out there to customize and pretty much do anything you want with your bike. And it's a good point to have whilst we're on the Cardo is talking about the helmet. I said earlier on in the video I'm going to talk about helmets, and these are going to be slightly more directed to the adventure rider. This is the Aero Commander 2, a great adventure helmet and my personal favourite. It's a very popular helmet out there, but I see a lot of adventure riders overlook a motocross lid, such as the Alpinestars SM10, which is this lid here. This helmet is extremely good for the road as well, and if you're going more on the off-road sections in your adventure, I'd highly recommend just taking a motocross lid over a full-on adventure lid. Now I say this because a lot of people will look at this lid and think it is just a motocross helmet, whereas in my eyes it is a very versatile lid. Being ECE 2206, it can go on the road legally and performs perfectly fine. As long as you're not going down that Hullerman TT in this thing, you're not going to get as much wind buffeting as you might think. But again, it's all up to personal preference on what helmet you'd like and what helmet fits you best. It's just something I thought I would mention. Now I'm going to go on to a few different things that I like to have in my bag just to have. Now the reason I say it like that is because these to me aren't essential items, but they're extremely handy to have if I have space in my bag. That's why I say just to have. Now these are stuff like bungee cords, ratchet straps and cargo nets, because they can be used for a variety of different things to help you get out of sticky situations or mend things on the go. I'd also add zip ties into these, but they should be in your toolkit already. And everything I just mentioned, if you can't tell, I am a fan of Rider. I do get all these things from them as well. They do also have a few other accessories that I like having, such as zip pullers, a 90-degree valve connector, which just helps you pump up your tire a little bit easier, as well as a puck for when I'm on that off-road surfaces or nice grass where my bike might sink in. Now having all these accessories is nice and good, and you might have your own luggage that you do like. Something that I wanted to mention is that have a good bag for what you want to do. Now I use the Kriega Trail 9, and it might look small, and for me I'm quite a large man, but this is a very good bag for me. It holds a hydration bladder as well as 9 litres of storage, which believe it or not is enough to hold pretty much everything that I've mentioned in the video. Now the reason I'm mentioning backpacks and not really other luggage is that other luggage depends mostly on the bike that you're riding, whereas backpacks are on your person and contribute to a lot of strain and fatigue when you're riding. If you have something like a Kriega where it has a quad lock system and it takes a lot of the strain off your shoulders, it really does help with those longer rides. But again, all down to personal preference. I just wanted to show you this is my Trail 9 for when I'm in the off-road sections, as well as when I'm on road I use the Kriega R30, and that also carries all the camera equipment with me. Now I've talked about a lot of things in this video, and no, you don't need them to start riding, but it definitely helps your day-to-day if you can acquire most of these items. Let me know in the comments what your essentials are for when you ride, or what you wish you had when you first started riding. Hope you like the video, subscribe, ride safe, and we'll see you all soon. It's really hard to make this video because there's a pretty cute floor.